Hey, welcome back to Livin MN Outdoors, and thanks for joining us for this week's fishing report. It's 4th of July weekend. We hope you guys can make it out fishing, so let's dive into today's report. Alright, so let's start out on Mille Lacs Lake. I talked to Mark from the Norseman guide service today. He said that the smallmouth are on the move. He said they're not really schooled up anymore, they're scattered out, and they're finding them in anywhere from 12 to 18 feet of water. Now, he said the best areas to find those fish are on rocks and boulders. He said if you're not marking them, keep moving because they're really scattered. He said the best approach to catch them right now is on a Ned rig, especially in green pumpkin, or on a drop shot. So those are a couple ways to target them. Keep searching, keep moving, cover water, and you'll get on some really nice smallmouth. Now, he does encourage that you do put back those 14 to 17 inch smallmouth. There has been a decline in that population, so get some pictures and then release them as soon as possible. Now, if you would, go ahead and check out the Mille Lacs Smallmouth Association, Free the Fighter. You can look them up online and possibly become a member. So if you're looking to get out on a guided trip on Mille Lacs Lake for smallmouth, go ahead and call Mark from Norseman's Guide Service. Alright, now moving over to Castle's Resort in Isle Bay. They are not sure if they're going to still be running their launch. As most of you already know, walleye is going to be closed from July 1st to July 15th. So if they did run their launches, they would have to be going after pike, smallmouth, or perch. So, not sure right now if they're going to be running their launches. Go ahead, give them a call, and you can find out by calling them directly. Now, as far as the fishing reports go, they said that the smallmouth bass, they are moving out deeper, just like Mark from Norseman Guide Service said. 12 to 18 feet of water, rocks, boulders. Now, he gave me a report for pike. He said the pike are still biting really good. Around weed beds, pulling rapalas, spoons, bucktails, basically anything. He said they're hungry, and they have been seeing some really big pike showing up lately. Now, the perch bite has still been strong. He said if you can find them schools of nice perch, get on top of them. He said people have been pulling some really nice limits of perch out there. But you do have to search around for them. Now, as far as bluegills and crappies, he said those are still extremely hard to get on. So probably not really worth chasing those at this time. Now, one thing to remember, up on Mille Lacs Lake, there is going to be a bait restriction from July 1st to July 15th. You cannot use any live bait or dead bait. The only exception is sucker minnows for pike and muskie, but they have to be 8 inches long or bigger. So, remember, walleyes are closed. You can't even target them, so be careful there. And then after July 15th, we can get back to chasing those walleyes. But if you're looking to get up to Mille Lacs Lake this weekend, get in touch with Jeff from Castle's Resort. Alright, now moving up to Lake Winnibigoshish, I talked to Chad from the Pines Resort. He said the walleye bite is still pretty strong. He said they are kind of scattered out now. He said they're finding them in anywhere from 13 to 30 feet of water. He said on windy, cloudy days, they're more towards that 13-foot range. On bright, sunny, calm days, they're out towards that 30 feet. Now, he said jigs and a minnow are still working well. They're getting them on slip bobbers and a leech and pulling spinners with leeches and night crawlers. So a wide variety of ways to target those fish right now, but the bite is still good. Along with that, they are getting a lot of different sizes of walleyes, so you get your keepers and your throwbacks. Now, he said the night bite for walleyes has been really good, and they're actually moving up a little shallower for the night bite. They're moving up into that 8 to 13 feet of water, getting right on the weed edges. They're either pulling crankbaits or throwing slip bobbers, jigging a minnow. They seem to be eating all of it, but the night bite is really hot right now. Now, as far as bass goes, he said the bass bite is really strong. He said get up in them shallow weeds. He said spinner baits. He said stupid tubes, not sure what those are, but apparently they're working. And then along with that, the panfish are up in the weeds as well. Big bluegills, big crappies. They're putting a little jig below a slip bobber and just working those jigs right over the top of the weed lines, and they're picking up some really nice panfish. Now as far as pike goes, he said they're still catching some nice pike. He said on the deeper weed edges in about 13 feet of water, they're pulling in some really nice pike. So as far as fishing goes, that's all I got for you. If you're looking for a place to stay, he said they have lots of openings in July and through the rest of the year. They got cabins, campsites, all that. They are doing live music from time to time, so check their schedule and get up there and book a trip at the Pines Resort. All right, now moving to Leech Lake. Let's start with the east side report. I talked to the guys from Leech Lake Guide Team LLC. The mayflies have hatched up on Leech Lake and the walleyes are chasing them. The best areas to look right now are the deep humps in the main lake breaks. A few areas that they suggest trying are Diamond Point, Pelican Island, and Pipe Island. Look for some deeper rocks out there, and they are finding some nice fish out there. Now they also said that the walleyes are chasing the mayflies out into the mud, so they suggest finding the mud on the west side of Bear Island, and they're pulling spinners with a night crawler from the Bear Island over to the annex. Now he said if the fish are aggressive, pull them spinners at about 1.2 mile per hour, and if they're a little more finicky, he's slowing down to about 0.5 mile per hour. He also said that you can adjust the size of your blade on those accordingly, and he said sometimes the bigger blades will cause the fish to bite. Now with the mayfly hatch, he did say that those fish can tend to be a little more finicky, but if you pull the night crawler long enough, you'll probably catch some good fish. All right, now moving over to the west side of Leech Lake. They said that the walleyes in the morning and evenings, they're finding them in 7 to 12 feet of water. Then in the afternoons, they're finding them out on thick weeds. They said coontail and cabbage specifically is where they're finding them. They said it's still a leech bite, a jig and a leech, a spinner and a leech, slip bobbers and leeches. That's how they're picking up most of their fish right now. Now he did say that slowed down some with the mayflies, but they still are able to catch quite a few nice fish. Now a few areas that he suggested were deep rock in Walker Bay or deep breaks in Cabacona. So those are a few good areas to start looking for those fish. Now he did say that the panfish bite has been really good in the cabbage beds and in the northern bays. So if you want to go catch some really big panfish, go try that out. Jig and a minnow, jig and a leech. If you get on those aggressive panfish, they'll almost eat anything. All right guys, well that's going to do it for this week's report. If you're looking to get up to Leech Lake on a guided trip, go ahead and call Leech Lake Guide Team. Book a trip with one of those guys. They do a phenomenal job. Now if you're looking for a place to stay up there, we highly recommend Horseshoe Bay Lodge. They have some really cool 4th of July stuff planned, so look into that. They also have full bar and restaurant. You can pull your boat up there, eat out on the patio. Great food, great drinks. Highly recommend them. So if you guys are looking to get up to Leech Lake, go ahead and call Austin from Leech Lake Guide Team or Cam from Horseshoe Bay Lodge. All right, well that's going to do it for this week's report. If you guys do use any of the guides or resorts mentioned in this report, please let them know that you saw them on Livin MN Outdoors. Also, if you get pictures, go ahead, send them in to livinmnoutdoors@gmail.com and we will feature you in next week's fishing report. Hope you guys have a great 4th of July weekend. Remember, be safe, be smart, and be kind at the boat ramps. And if you're not doing so, get on out there and get living.